Okay, Pisces, let's give you a round of applause. You may not feel that way, but guess what? This one got your name on it, and Aquarius has been released, and now it's time to pick on you. It's going to be, I'm not going to lie to you, extremely cathartic for some of you guys, hard for others, but I believe in you because Saturn is entering your sign on March the 7th. And if you are a Pisces dealing with this already, OMG, double applause. I actually know someone who is not only a Pisces, his birthday is on March the 7th. There's a full moon on his birthday in Virgo, and Saturn entering Pisces in his first house on his birthday. Wow, wow, wow. I just was like, wow, that's a lot. But let's see. So, first and foremost, it will be hitting you, Pisces, suns, and risings in your first house. The house of self. The first house is often the house of self. It's ruled by Aries. Ironically, that person has an Aries moon. Funny, funny, funny. It looks like this one is all about that person and everybody else just like him. And the placements in this house can give you a window into understanding more about your outward appearance, traits, characteristics, outlook, and sense of expression. In other words, this house tells you a lot about your personality, not only the visible aspects of your character, but that make you who you are right now, but also clues to the ways your personality may evolve in the future. All right, let's get to it. So Aquarius just went through this. I have asked Aquarius if they're listening on the podcast that's in YouTube to go ahead and drop in the podcast comments and let us know how 3 years of Saturn going into their sign fared for them, because it is not easy. However, this is the first time that it's been in Pisces in a long time. So let's go for it. Mark this moment. A profound planetary cycle begins on March the 7th when heavyweight Saturn moves into your sign Pisces for the first time this century, starting a 3-year trek through your first house of identity and solo pursuits. Hosting Saturn in your sign is a huge deal, and it only happens every 29.5 years. For context, Pisces, Saturn was last in Pisces May 21st, 1993 to May 7th, 1996. I'm going to age myself here, guys, but I graduated in that time frame out of high school, okay? So if you're old enough to remember what was happening during that time, look back at clues of what may be resurfacing for yourself right now. I'm not a Pisces rising or a sun, so I don't have to worry about it, but I'm trying to rack my old brain to try to figure out what I was going through back then. I do remember some things, but yeah. So congratulations if you are going through your Saturn return. And that's only for individuals who were born May 21st, 1993 through April 7th, 1996. Wow. You're about 30 right now, so you may be experiencing your Saturn return. Saturn rules aging, and during this time, you may reckon with that issue. I will tell you, I know Aquarius suns that did deal with this. When Saturn goes through your house, you definitely feel older. You deal with issues with age. I saw this. My mom is an Aquarius, and she just wrapped up this transit. And I have watched my mother get older as I get older. And it was I hope she doesn't listen to this, because I don't mean that she looks old. I just mean that as I age, of course she ages. And for me to be, I'm considered, people don't say I look like it, but that's not the point. As I'm considered middle-aged now, especially if I just told you I graduated out of high school in the 90s, I'm starting to look at her. And so I can see the age now. When I spent some time at home this past September, which you guys know, I saw her moving a little slow. I'm like, okay, all right. So, that can be hard to see. I know that it's a part of life, but it can be hard to see. So you're going to start to deal with age and possibly your own mortality. That can mean tackling your own fears of growing old, taking life more seriously. Do you have a will, Pisces? Or adding preventative measures like supplements and workouts. Maybe you'll take on ageism. Maybe you'll take on the ageism that's pervaded our world and inspires others to see the hidden gifts of having more birthdays under your belt. Take special care of your bones, teeth, and nutrient levels while Saturn is in your sign. You can be more prone to restrictive injuries and accidents, so be sure to slow down and stay aware of your surroundings. One more thing about the transit, and I'm sure that we're going to get into it in a minute. But one of the things that happened to my mom also is she got COVID. And I can tell you that it was extremely hard to listen. And I wasn't there because obviously we had to isolate and we don't live in the same state. But what I can say is to hear her dealing with that while she's going through, Saturn being in her sun sign. It was not easy to watch. It was not easy because she wasn't as strong and vital, had that vitality as she once had. And I was very afraid of what this was going to do to her. I'm not going to lie to you. I was definitely afraid of this. But let's keep moving. So with sober Saturn in your first house of appearances, you may dress in a more muted color and sophisticated silhouettes, or even crop your hair and let it go gray. We support your choices, but do watch a tendency to veer over into the drab and stodgy while Saturn is here. Your sparkly mermaid magic may be muted, but don't do away with it entirely. Even if you get promoted to a leadership role or want to convey more authority, you can still do it with a creative edge. While hosting Saturn isn't always a cakewalk, you might prefer this phase to Saturn and Aquarius phase. You might prefer this phase to the Saturn and Aquarius phase that's ending after 3 long years. Okay? Since March 21st, 2020, the date that those lockdowns began, Saturn has been in your 12th house of endings, healing, and retreat. You may have felt frozen in place, stuck in a weird holding pattern, or of gestation, or getting ready for something, but not quite moving forward. It was like a long sabbatical, a deep time of inner work. And that it happened to coincide with a pandemic made it even worse. So everyone was stuck inside or away, and it could have, deepened your feelings of isolation. But as Saturn exits Aquarius, you're completing a nearly 30-year chapter of your life and being slowly reborn, Pisces Collective. So it's time to get back out there, even if you do it in baby steps. If you are already in the spotlight, get ready for more serious roles and offers. Who might Pisceans such as Emily in Paris star Lily Collins, I love me some Lily Collins, or billionaire working mom Rihanna become between now and 2026? Will be watching. I think what we may see, I don't know whether Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are secretly married already, but I think what we will see when she has this second baby over the next couple of years, they're definitely going to be married. We're going to see a wedding. I think Rihanna is starting to definitely get ready to settle down. She is a Pisces sun with an Aries moon. I forget her rising sign. I know someone with her exact placements. Not an easy placement to have, especially that combination. But I think that, especially now that she's already had the first baby and she kept it under wraps, now that she's revealed the second baby at the Super Bowl, I think she's probably gonna finally get married. She's been through hell, so good for her. But I want to know about you. So let me know what that last transit did for you, because whatever you put in the podcast comments is going to help Aries, because now Aries is going through that. Aries is going through a lot of this same crap in their 12th house, and they're not happy about it. I can imagine. This full moon is hitting me as a Libra rising in my 12th house, and I don't like any of it because you're in your head a lot. Pisces, you're used to that, but I'm not. Like, I make decisions. I'm a decision maker. I can cut the cord and all of that, but when I have to linger and stay in my head, it just is completely uncomfortable. So Aries has to do this for the next 3 years. So any information or any, thing that you can do to, you are a Pisces, so, that is your house. So it may have felt, although it may have felt, you felt like you were frozen, but you're comfortable there. So any information that you could give to the Aries collective who's going through this now would be great. It is always a pleasure. Let me know how you feel about these transits. I want to know. Thank you for listening to my podcast on the channel. And I will see you in the next one, which will be the full moon in Virgo. That's going to be taking place on the same day as this transit. But we're going to be doing a full moon pool video that night. I'm going to be teaching you about how to release what no longer serves you with the Power Wish book. And then we're going to do a fortune oracle card for each and every one of you. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure. And I will see you in the next one, Pisces.